Good morning, children of the light. We are so blessed to have this opportunity to be even more blessed and to realize by realizing that that is the truth of all truth. You know truth, and then there's no truth, K-N-O-W, no truth, and then no, N-O, despondency about how important today is. No truth now. And then no, N-O, despondency. We're making a full out charge into the light today. Charge into your heart today. Charge into the arms of Divine Mother today. Just like Narayan, right? Just like your soul is already there. So let's go greet our soul. Heart to heart meeting, spirit and soul's greeting. Let's go. Let's meet each other's heart in a place of complete heart ecstasy and oneness of the heart. And let's meet our combined hearts. All hearts are in the one big heart. And let's just merge into the big heart of the Supreme Spirit Bliss Beloved. All right? All right. We have a really big show this morning. We're going to just read the last sentence that we did last week because it summed up almost every sentence in this Gita commentary by Paramahansa Yogananda sums it all up. And it's just like there's no more doubt about it. There's no more questions to be asked about it. It's just bang, all right? It's just a matter of how receptive we can be to feeling that the full scope, the full Monty, the full consciousness of truth. Oh, make your day, I'll tell you. Beyond what you could possibly dream about. But keep dreaming about it until you wake up. All right? So this is going to be the paragraph on page. Where are we? All right. Oh, right here. Yeah, page 702. We're on verse 27 at the bottom. And so this is the thought. From their very birth, children are exposed to cosmic delusion and grow up helplessly under it. God gives them delusion first and not himself. Okay, why God? Why? Why is it like this? Why? Because with the delusion coming first, that means that he can carry on his dramatic scheme of creation. So we can work out our karma here and need no more creation. If he did not cover himself with the veils of Maya, there could be no more cosmic game of creation, in which men and women play hide and seek with him and try to find him as the grand prize. I look deep inside for the surprise, and I find what I'm looking for. I look deep inside for the surprise, and I find what I'm looking for. I'm a miracle of love. I'm a miracle of love. I'm the love I am looking for. I'm a miracle of love. I'm a miracle of love. I'm the love that I'm looking for. I look deep inside for the surprise, and I find what I'm looking for. We look deep inside for the surprise, and we find what we're looking for. We're a miracle of love. We're a miracle of love. We're the love we are looking for. We're A miracle of love. We're a miracle of love. We're the love we are looking for. What? After how many incarnations? After how much suffering and misery we've been through? We're the love that we're looking for. Wow. Yes. Exclamation point. Yes. Exclamation point. So we'll start the commentary for today. It's at the bottom of 702, verse 27, chapter 7. When a man and woman are delusioned by the lesser temptations of sense pleasures, man, cheap thrills, the lesser temptations of sense pleasures. This whole world, is a Motel 6. It's a 7-Eleven. Meaning, let's just take the convenient route. Go to the convenience store, pay a little more, and making some more karma and things like that. Or staying in a cheap hotel, because we can't afford to live as a child of God because we don't think we're worthy of that. All right. But it's a game of creation. And without having us covered up with the delusion to start with, there would be no game of delusion. So now we're in the thick of things. We have one big problema here. We're under a veil, a thick veil. As Yogananda said, God created this delusion, and even he shudders at the very thought of it. Shudders. Oh, my poor children. Oh, why did I do this? So that they can find me today in urgency, top priority, and not fall asleep. That we are in, you'll see the words coming up, we're in a spiritual military training here every day, in every way. Not just for some, all of us, every soul on this planet needs to be in spiritual military training, following the commands of their soul, which are in tune with a heart that is calming down and receptive to the truth. No, K-N-O-W, truth. No despondency around this, around your liberation. None. Zippo. You don't have tomorrow, my dears. It's our greatest delusion to think we have that. Good morning, Brooke Susan. So when we are disillusioned by the lesser temptations of sense pleasures, and that's a good thing, to be totally delusioned, to be totally heartbroken, to be totally just like, oh my God, I'm not going to allow myself to get into this state of mind and to do this particular action or actions because it's just not worth it. When I am all worthy, all deserving, I'm a child of God, it's not worth it to play with the cheap thrills. And so I'm so disillusioned now. This is what happens. We then seek the supreme temptation of life. You all are seeking the supreme teaching of life. You wouldn't be on this stream if you weren't this morning. You are seeking the supreme temptation of life. What is the supreme temptation of life? Take a guess. God's bliss. God bliss. God bliss. In this way, men and women learn to use their divine gifts of discrimination and free choice, to seek the bliss, to find the reality behind the appearances of life. We're not here to be in the candy store and eat candy all day. We're here to be in the candy store, not to touch the candy because we're too busy drinking the wine of God's presence, and maybe even taking a little honey after that, the honey of Divine Mother's love. We're here to be drunk in ecstasy. So we can sing this little song of Yogananda, which I added a few little changes to. Listen, Lord, oh, listen, Lord, to my heart's song. Can you hear me singing? Oh, listen, 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 Lord, to my heart's song. Can you hear me singing? I'll never forget you. I'll never forsake you. Never in a million years. I'll never forget you. I'll never forsake you. Never in a million years. Listen to your soul give you these truths. Listen to your soul guide you today. Listen to your soul love you today. Oh, listen, 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 Lord, to my heart's song. Can you hear me singing? Oh, listen, 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 Lord, to my heart's song. Can you hear me singing? I'll never forget you. I'll never forsake you. Never in a million years. I'll never forget you. I'll never forsake you. Never in a million years. While you feel the loving presence as you have been stolen by Krishna, placed deep in the abode of all goodness. That's the title of our stream this morning, the abode of all goodness. Feel that love, feel that presence, feel the joy of who you are, whose you are. Simple Simon, right? So simple, so pure. Just feel you are him. He is all. We are all. And now we can use, because we're so disillusioned with this world and more every day, right? You can thank God for that. That we're using our divine gifts of discrimination and free choice to find the reality behind the madhouse here. You know, Yogananda was on a train one day and a handsome man sitting across from him, and they started chatting, and the man started talking about that he's an actor and all this fame and you know and stuff that he's feeling in his life, and Yogananda said, well, that's wonderful. He said, do you want to hear about my craziness? I just listen wholeheartedly to your craziness. Now listen to my craziness, and we'll see whose craziness is the best craziness to follow. So then Yogananda just poured all this light into him, and he said, no, I want your craziness. I want your craziness. He became a disciple of Yogananda. Let's get God crazy. Come on, everybody, let's love. Let's get God crazy. Come on, everybody, let's love. And let's love, let's love, let's love, let's love. Come on, everybody, let's love. Let's love, 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 love. Come on, come on, come on. Let's love. Let's get God crazy. Let's get drunk today. Drunk with the bliss of our soul, okay? The supreme temptation. Why don't we get drunk? Gotta get high somehow on this planet, even though you're going to the pits. But the pits, dilly dilly, the dungeon of the darkness will then take you to, oh man, can't do this no more. Lord, lift me up. I keep stumbling around down here. Just got to see you. Just got to be with you. I know you're throwing a party. Just want to party with you. Now we're going to find that reality, aren't we, gang? Soul gang, behind the appearances of life. At birth, human beings fall into delusion. Now we know this is the game. Now we welcome it. Now we welcome our problems. Did you read the Jesus Calling today about problems, just in case you're still struggling and resisting them? Let's see what it says about problems. Approach problems with a light touch. When your mind moves toward a problem area, you tend to focus on that situation so intensely that you lose sight of me. Just feel the truth in all this. Some of us may react more than others. Some of us may appear to be cool as cucumbers and this and that. But this is a general problem that we have because we're under the spell of duality, dream, delusion, relativity, whatever you want to call it. And it's all to spin us out into the world and take it as real. So when we feel a problem, we tend to focus on that so intensely that we lose sight of the divine beloved presence. You pit yourself against the difficulty. I know this is how I do it. Not so much anymore, but I'm working on it day after day. And I don't leave training camp. We pit ourselves against the difficulty as if we had to conquer it immediately. Your mind gears up for battle and your body becomes tense and anxious. Unless you achieve total victory, you feel defeated. So you got to get, Lord, I got to get this thing out of the way as soon as possible, So you're impatient, you're tense, you're anxious, and you need total victory right now. Yet the Lord says there's a better way, my child, there's a better way. When a problem starts to overshadow your thoughts, bring this matter to me. Talk with me about it and look at it in the light of my presence. Once again, how many times have we heard that? We're going to hear it and just keep praying that you're going to hear it until it just pops open, your consciousness, because you are determined, so determined to keep listening and attuning to the truth, keep showing up to your high self, to your soul guidance until you get the realization, right? So come on. When a problem starts to overshadow your thoughts, bring this to the beloved. Talk to the beloved about it and look at it in the light of presence. This puts some much needed space between you and your concern, enabling you to see from my perspective. All we need is just that little crack, we need to get that crowbar in there, just crack open, just to get a little ray of light. It can make a world of difference, right? Because now we have the light coming in and we get a new perspective immediately. You will be surprised at the results. Sometimes you may even laugh at yourself for being so serious about something so insignificant. Really? The problems of today's world are so insignificant. The problems that I'm going through, my story is so insignificant. Nah, you can't tell me that. It was all I think about. That's why we got to start laughing at ourselves, because we're all crazy here, and we're just following this God crazy to a greater or lesser degree. It's up to you, but I would say get totally out of it in terms of your divine love craziness, and you're seeking the divine craziness. So at birth, human beings fall into delusion that they be disposed to play at least a little while with God. So that that delusion will turn us towards the light. The darker it gets, the more that the soul is going to nudge you to the point where you're going to seek out that little crack of light, whatever that means for you. Then, motivated by discrimination or by suffering for misbehaving, so then we get motivated for making ourselves so miserable, right? And we're going to do something about it because it's in our hands. They make the effort to return forever to his eternal blessed hope. And this is where I got that idea. Knowing the truth, no devotee should be despondent. No, K-N-O-W, the truth. No, N-O, despondency. By knowing the truth, no devotee should be despondent about finding ultimate liberation. But, Lord, you see my to-do list today? Do you know what just happened? My kids at school, da-da-da-da, my wife, da-da-da-da, and my job, da-da-da-da, and then I had to go to the doctor, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. How can I be happy with you today if all of that's going on? Whoo! That's why you're here. Happiness comes first. Joy comes first. That moment where you pause, where you just take a time out, create a little space between you and the seriousness of your problems, and just turn towards the light, turn to your beloved. Few deep breaths where you're totally, listen, Lord, to my heart's song. Can you hear me singing? I'll never forget you, and you're just pouring it out to the beloved and asking for help at the same time. You make the effort to return forever to his eternal blessed home. Knowing the truth, no devotee should be despondent about finding ultimate liberation. All right, well then don't call yourself if you think that you still have time to mess around with anything other than the consciousness of spirit with you right now. See, it's not talking about things. We're not talking about circumstances of your life. We're not talking about the job you have, or the job you don't have, anything about that. We're talking about that ability to be in the consciousness of God craziness, with all the bliss that you can handle right now, all the love that you can receive right now is pouring into you. Wow. Knowing this truth, no devotee should be despondent about finding ultimate liberation. Gosh, every stream since day one, how many years ago? 6 years ago? We're on stream 300 and something now. Every stream has given us that knowledge, that awareness of truth. I hope today we're less despondent than we were yesterday around all this. That's all I can say. You know, a little happier today, Yogananda said, than you were yesterday. A little less despondent today than you were yesterday. Huh? So we just kind of get it to that next little tiny little baby step, you know, something that enhances peace. Step, STEP, something that enhances peace in my heart. Because if my heart is troubled, it's in the relativity of the likes and the dislikes. It's troubled because I have an affinity towards something I want to have happen, or I have an aversion, likes and dislikes. When the water in a pot is agitated, the moving water disturbs any reflected object. Similarly, when the calm, I love this, when the calm waters of a man's heart are stirred, the calm waters of your heart, your breast of eternity is large enough to hold everything in you. This calm lake of bliss in your heart. When the calm waters of a man and woman's heart are stirred by likes and dislikes, we are unable to solve our problems and to make wise decisions. As long as you have mixed emotions in your heart, as long as your heart is feeling kind of okay, but then it slides back into feeling, you know, that worry, that fear, that anxiety, whatever it is, trying to control everything to go the way you want it, right? Which is the likes, and avoiding those things that you don't like, the aversions. We're going to have ruffled water. We're going to have a choppy sea. We're going to not be able to solve our problems and to make wise decisions. Bang, bingo. That's why the masters have a, you know, when we get to that practice at the fifth chakra, interiorizing our consciousness, feeling the deep peace of our soul, feeling the master's blessings to help us in any way they can, relating to you and the uniqueness that you are, how to get through to you and show you little ways and blessings that will help you just to calm down, my child. Calm down, or be still, my child. Feel my love. Just breathe. You're going to sit here and worry for 10 minutes if you're waiting for something, or are you going and be all stressed out about it, or are you going to calm yourself down about it? Right? Calmness, Yogananda said, is the breath of God's immortality within you. Calmness. Without calmness, we're unable to solve any problem because we're making them worse, and to make wise decision. Nor can a restless heart reflect the inward presence of the blissful soul. Wow. Wow. Calm in here. One thing, beloved, I am you, you are me, we are one. Oh, my beloved. I live in a sanctuary of love and peace. I live in a sanctuary of love and peace. That's why Yogananda says, cloister your mind and your heart. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Shanti Om. That's all you need to know. I live in a sanctuary of my heart. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. And then when you start feeling the lover's love, the beloved of all time, right there, living inside there as a divine indweller, as a divine lover of you, never stops loving you, you can say, oh, my most beautiful love. Oh, my most beautiful love. Oh, my most beautiful love. Oh, my most beautiful love in the sanctuary of my heart. Ah, the heart that reflects the inward presence of the blissful soul. Ooh. Are you breathing a little less heavy right now? Do you feel that calmness just because we're talking about it and you believe it? You know, it's so easy to believe this outer world. And yet we want truth and we want to know truth, but it's so hard to believe that because we still have our allegiance to the flag, to the outer situation, whatever it is that's pulling us out. Temptation. And we're missing the boat. The only thing that should tempt us now is the supreme bliss of our souls, right? You get that? Owing to prenatal habits of desires and aversions, a human being is agitated from birth by the triple qualities of cosmic Maya and the twin snares, likes and dislikes, except the wise. All men are born with delusion, moha, attachment to body consciousness. But this is a setup. This is now you know why. So that you become so hypnotized, so drunk with the poison of thinking this outer movie house and these outer things and these lesser pleasures, these cheap thrills of mortal life, and the way you think about it, right? We're all so addicted and obsessed with our thinking, and we're so obsessed with buying into the pain that comes from that. Because what else are you going to talk to people about? What else are you going to complain about? Right? We're obsessed with all of that. When an individual from early childhood shows signs of soul qualities, however, can you remember right now back to your earliest moments where you had some inclinations for spiritual life, for a higher power, however you want to work, for God, for happiness, for something greater than this world? Think back. Because if your childhood showed some signs of these soul qualities, you are then born with inherent super consciousness earned by good karma in the past. So let's zoom ahead and look at our life as it is now. Forget what you think has happened in the past, whether maybe you weren't one of those that had any kind of inclination for spirituality. Don't make a big deal about it. Breathe in this loving presence in the heart space and exhale, surrender to that beloved in your heart space right now. So now you have it done. Now you're right there where you need to be. The power of the now. The power of now. In an instant, you can have your heart lit up with devotion for the one. In an instant, past, whatever, future, whatever, now. It's a reset right now. As you receive one breath of God's presence and surrender into that loving space in your heart of the divine waiting to fill your heart with more and more and more love, right? More and more love coming into your heart with every inhale breath. How sweet is that? So you do have some super consciousness that's earned by good karma in the past. Because if you just took a breath a moment ago along these lines, that's the past. So you can be one of these that say, yes, I was born with inherent super consciousness earned by good karma in the past, because right now I just lived and I died and was reborn. Inhale, exhale, love, dub. Okay? Is it making sense? Calm, can always love more. Oh, I love that. Can always love more. I love that. Did that come from the soul there, Clarks? Did that come, or is that Is that an Al-Anon or is that an AA or what? I love it. Can always love more. Doesn't matter where it comes from. It's here in the now, right with us. Can always love more. Calm. Woo! I remember too, as a little kid, that when couldn't wait for my parents when I was old enough to go to the Sunday place where they went, and I called it the big church. And I figured, man, I can't wait to go there. They're going to church. They're going to be with God. Can't wait. Can't wait. Well, we went there, and it is a big church. And it seemed like, damn, I didn't see him. I didn't feel him. It was cold, it was big, and people were, whatever my little mind was saying about the outer situation. And I come home, I went, oh man, I couldn't explain anything to anybody, but man, was my heart disappointed. But that disappointment, Yogananda said, churches are so outdated. One day there won't be any more. There'll be yogis, there'll be devotees sitting under trees together in nature, little groups, loving in ecstasy, the one beloved together. So if you're disappointed with the outer thing of religion, of how the tradition is having almost everyone hypnotized to do things on autopilot without any kind of spirit or figuring out for themselves, what is the spirit of this? I need to find out. I'm just not going to do something because that's what the masses do. You're going to find that you have everything you need right now to discover this inner paradise, this portable paradise within you right now. So if you're disappointed with this outer world, there it is. That's the rub. That's what takes you more and more inside to your sanctuary of love and peace. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Oh, my most beautiful love. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Oh, my most beautiful love. Right here. All day long, coming back here. Coming back to the heart. All right. Verse 28. But righteous men and women, their sins obliterated, and subject no longer to the oppositional delusions. That's a term we use for likes and dislikes. Oppositional delusions. Opposition. And each side is totally in delusion, right? No longer subject that, though, to the oppositional delusion. They worship me steadfastly. How many little songs does Yogananda have that talk about this? Probably one of the earliest ones you learned was, door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee night and day. Oh, night and day, I look for you night and day. I look deep inside for you night and day for the surprise. I'm a miracle of love. I'm the love I'm looking for. It's here right now. It's here. All the love, all the peace, and all the joy. I am all soul. And you are all soul. Yes. Now we can worship the beloved any way you want to, steadfastly. steadfast, unconditionally. This is what the top priority is every day. Urgent top priority. Remember, you don't have the despondency anymore because you know K-N-O-W truth. You feel it now. So there's no reason in the universe. It's just a little ignorance that's blocking us from thinking that this day isn't the most important day to worship the beloved in the language of our own heart, in the way our soul is guiding us to, in the way that's unique and perfect for you, for that worship steadfastly today. It's like the walkie-talkie we talked about the other day. Constant talking to God. Japa yoga means practicing the presence of God. That's what the Christians call it, practicing the presence of God. Mantra, chanting, singing your love songs to the divine beloved. Steadfastly, unconditionally. I'll never forget you. I'll never forsake you, never in a million years. I'll never forget you. I'll never forsake you, never. Constantly. So what that you don't necessarily have the realization to go with that? But how are you going to break through that subconscious doubts and all that junk that's there? But every time you affirm positively, sincerely, devotedly, unconditionally, you wipe out some of that debris. You start cleaning up the basement of your life. Yeah. Then you make it a loving condition, then you rinse it out and you get more bonus points for that. Right? You get more bonus points because now you're sharing your soul self with others. That's one way to look at it. With the others of all your whole beingness, right? Your whole divine physical, mental, emotional, spiritual self, all in perfect, harmonious development with each other, leaving nothing out, right? Woo! So here's what Yogananda comments on this verse 28, page 703. So, but righteous men and women, their sins obliterated and subject no longer to the oppositional delusions, worship me steadfastly. Advanced yogis do not automatically come under the sway of delusion when they are reborn. Having performed good actions in past lives, they have quelled the agitating effects of past karma by self-discipline. Well, that's what we're practicing every day, a little turn within more than ever before. And we're quelling some outward, automatic habit that we have of using our thinking minds and so on and so forth. We start to quell those agitating effects of past karma by self-discipline. Thus, the calm waters of the heart. I love he said that now. This is the second time. Thus, the calm waters of your hearts are free from ripples of likes and dislikes. On the calm lake of my breathless bosom. On the calm lake of my deathless bosom. Ripples of desires no more. That was part of that song to Divine Mother. All I seek, O Cosmic Mother, all I crave forever is the light of one face. On that calm lake of my deathless bosom, where riplets of desires no more. I see thy light right before me, spreading o'er. In the calm lake of my deathless bosom, where riplets of desires no more. Calm waters of the heart. Calm in the heart today. Check it out. If we say we want to live in the heart, we say that everything starts there, everything proceeds there, everything so-called ends there in this world of beginnings and endings, right? But in truth, this is a place of eternal love. This is the place where there is unbroken divine love, ecstasy in your heart space. So thus, the calm waters of their hearts are free from ripples of likes and dislikes. They devotedly concentrate on the spirit reflected within the human soul. The spirit, the infinite spirit bliss reflected within the human soul. Why wait? oh my soul and spirit, when right now we can meet and melt in the ocean heart of oneness everlasting. Why wait? Why wait? Why wait? Why wait? Why wait? Oh, my soul and spirit. Oh, my soul and spirit. When right now we can meet. When right now we can meet. When right now we can meet. When right now we can meet and melt in and melt in the ocean heart of oneness everlasting, the ocean heart of oneness everlasting. Why wait? Those calm waters have been calm, been quelled by the self-discipline, not only of past lives, but the self-discipline you're putting in today. Every little bit counts. Every little step makes a difference, something that enhances that calming peace in your heart. The calming waters of your heart is a gigantic baby step. That's what I call them, gigantic. Take a gigantic baby step today, right? Be calm. You can always love more. Love that, Clarks. Men and women of good actions without sinful misery-making attachments and repulsions. Misery-making attachments and repulsions. Twin snares, likes and dislikes. We of good actions without the sinful misery-making attachments and repulsions to sense objects, like being really caught up in this outer dream, drama, trauma, traumatic life show, movie house. And I love this sentence. Wholeheartedly and with purified minds, they worship God firmly as the abode of all goodness. Wholeheartedly. That means your whole heart is given over, seeking this surprise that you are loved, that everyone is loved, right? Wholeheartedly. And with a purified mind, that means a quiet mind. That means a mind that is cloistered in your heart. That is a mind that has surrendered to the heart, because the heart surrenders to the soul. You just can't take your mind and surrender to the soul. You got to surrender to love. You got to feel the love. You got to experience the love. You got to melt in the oneness of that love. Then, all of a sudden, you find their hearts free from the battle of opposite qualities. Free from the battle of opposite qualities. I mean, how, just take sports, for example. Your favorite team loses. You dwell on that a little bit. You might even go over the reasons what you think that they lost. But you're free of even that. You don't even start that rabbit hole kind of thing, because of the battle of the opposite qualities. Let's put it that way. They're two teams. They're battling each other. So wholeheartedly and with purified minds, you worship God firmly as the abode of all goodness. It's all good. It's all good. That's why people say it's all good. It's all good. Good or bad, it's all good. Win or lose, it's all good. And if you take the one of the O's away from that good, it's God. It's all God. So the abode of all godness, just take an O away. However way you want to do it. The abode of all godness. And what is God? Bliss. The abode of bliss. What is bliss? Love. The abode of love. The abode of peace. You can say that there's kingdoms. All these chakras are kingdoms, The root chakra, there's kingdom of soul bliss. Then there's kingdom of the Holy Mother. Then there's kingdom of the unconditional infinite love force. Then there's a kingdom of beloved, heart beloved. Then there's a kingdom of peace. Then there's a kingdom of cosmic energy. Then there's a kingdom of divine light. Then there's a kingdom of joy. And then there's a kingdom of bliss. Kingdoms. And you are worthy and deserving and, quite frankly, prince and princesses, if not kings and queens, of all these kingdoms. I think that's a little more powerful than living a worried life today, wouldn't you say? Or stressed about anything? Now, don't buy into anything that is going to stress you out. That immediately has to get love blasted and light's right. You have to put Krishna and Christ immediately on that. Love and light immediately on that. You got to tame it down. Otherwise, you got agitation in the heart, babe. Right? God is always watching your heart, babe. Always watching your heart. So find out what's going on in your heart right now. Find out what's going on in your heart right now. Find out what's going on in your heart right now. Find out what's going on in your heart of hearts right now. Oh, you and your heart. This is the masterpiece right here. This is the centerpiece. This is the pure gold. This is what affects everything. Where is your heart at? All right, we're always back there. We started these Gita streams or whatever 6 years ago or something, and all I talk about was heart. Now we got to have heart around this. Let's start right now, because that's all you're going to hear. That's all the Gita is about. It's all about heart. Got to have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Some people, say, well, when are we going to start practice the Gita? When are we going to talk about the Gita? Right? There ain't no Gita unless your heart is open to truth. And the truth is love. What does your mind need to know? It needs to know one thing, that you don't know a thing. How's that? Or Socrates used to go to the marketplace in the mornings, and he would go, and they say, you don't buy anything, Socrates. And he said, I know, I just love to come here and see all the stuff that I don't want. And I'm not going to get, and I don't need. It makes me so happy to not have any desires for anything, right? So we're in that abode of all Godness, of all joyness, and the kingdoms, all the kingdoms within us. And that should be our absolute 100% focus every day in this material world, in this world of change, in this world of circumstance, in this world of absolute hypnotic delusion. Bang! Should topple reality every sense and I don't know, it should topple reality every sense and okay. Let's move on. I don't quite get that one yet. I'll get it though. Let me just move on. Thanks for putting it up there. I'm sure that's a beauty. That's from somewhere too. Maybe you guys are just plugged into something this morning, coming up, bang, bang, with these beautiful acronyms. Okay, guess what? Verse 29. Do you know that there's 29 and then a whopper of a closing verse 30, and we will be done with chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita? What? So, verse 29, then, chapter 7, God talks to Arjuna. Those who seek, says Lord Krishna, deliverance from decay and death. No, you're not interested in seeking deliverance from decay and death? Again, why is there delusion? To motivate you to find the truth. Why is there decay and death? To motivate you to seek the truth, to seek God's loving presence. Why is there anything that is not right? It is just totally against the grain of your soul nature to motivate you to be that soul nature. You are that soul nature, to realize yourself as soul. Those who seek deliverance from decay and death by clinging to me, Talk about clinging, still one of my favorite quotes of all time is when Krishna said, and I think this is from the Song Celestial version, "Ah, ye who into this ill world are come, fleeting and false, set your faith fast on me. Fix heart and thought on me. Adore me. Make me your supremest joy. And undivided unto my rest, your spirits shall be guided." I thought he used the word cling in here, but you know what? Fix your heart, faith fast on me, fix your heart on me, cling to me, basically, is what he's saying here. One of my favorite quotes. Okay, of Krishna. All right, so here we go to this verse 29. It's a short one. Those who seek deliverance from decay and death, yea, that's us. By clinging to me, no Brahman, the absolute, the all-inclusiveness of the soul as a repository of spirit and all secrets of karma. That's a know truth, K-N-O-W, know it. That's a real knowing of truth, right? Those who seek deliverance from decay and death by clinging to me, know Brahman, the absolute. The all-inclusiveness of the soul as a repository of spirit. So you know spirit, you know soul, and all secrets of karma. The devotee, as Yogananda now goes on to comment on this verse 29 of chapter 7, the devotee on waking in God realizes that he has been dreaming through Maya about dual experiences of life governed by the law of karma, actions, and their fruits. But one of the first things you're going to realize when you start to wake up is realize that you've been dreaming through this veil, this valley of tears, about dual experiences, about oppositional conflicts on everything, oppositional battles constantly. When you start waking up, you're going to see that you've been dreaming about this Maya and these battles of dual experiences of life governed by the law of karma, actions, and their fruits. Then Yogananda goes on to say, wise men and women do not rely on imperfect material methods of medicine, diet, or magic in seeking freedom from the ultimate mortal limitations of disease, old age, and death. So if you've taken a lot of pills these days, or a lot of herbs these days, or whatever it is you're taking, I like to say now, my new favorite saying that I came up with is, take low doses, but take high mega doses of God and spirit, and low doses of man's material medicines. But high doses, because where do you think all healing comes from? Wise men and women do not rely on imperfect material methods of medicine, diet, or magic in seeking freedom from the ultimate mortal limitations of disease, old age, and death. Everybody's claiming they know something. But where does someone say, I don't know anything? And you feel it in the love vibrations that come from them. But maybe they're not even saying anything, really of seeming world importance. Whereas the people who feel like they're important, because we're here to get over our feelings of self-importance, right? And want to make, people feel they know something, are people that are in the greatest ignorance. And the wisest ones, they don't really say that much. Or if they do, it's all potent. It's all like, wow, puts you in a state, another state of consciousness. So wise folks, don't rely on imperfect material methods of medicine, diet, or magic in seeking freedom from the ultimate mortal limitations. Just look and see how much time you spend on these, the what's out there, what humans do to treat things. Just look at it. You better go low dose on that, low time and attention on that, and go high dose in your trust and faith in the divine power of your soul, right? Because that will give you everything you need. And then those little low doses become mega doses because God's surcharged them. It's just like putting the light into everything you do, you know? So you go out to dinner with some friends and all of a sudden you go into the stuff they went to, the restaurant. It's all the stuff you don't eat. And instead of making a big friggin' deal about it, so you have a little portion of this and a little portion of that, and you infuse it with the light, right? Infuse the darkness with the light. Infuse the poison of this world with the light. You won't be hurt. You can't be killed. You won't make a big friggin' deal about your likes and dislikes either. And you will find shelter in God. The only permanent protection against the devastations of misery. There's some potent thoughts, vibrationally, high vibrational, spiritual truths coming down this morning. Finding shelter in God. Shelter in God is the only permanent protection against the devastations of misery. So low dose, anybody or anyone is going to say this is going to fix you, and they go on and on. Of course, then there's a light, but be aware of the side effects. Oh, geez. Right? So the only permanent protection against the devastations of misery is God. And we got to go way low on the other. We believe in them wholeheartedly, but our full trust and faith is in the experience of the higher dose of God awareness and divine union and the joy and happiness that we feel in walkie-talkie and talking to God and being with God, taking everything to God, our problems to God, everything first, right? That's our permanent protection. So just watch, just keep a watch on where it is that you've spent in some time now and put in, all your attention to the material ways that are so limited or the God ways that are unlimited. And do you want permanent protection? Then go after permanent protection. Find shelter in your soul. Find shelter in your consciousness getting more and more on fire for liberation today, right? Know this truth. Experience it, and then say no to the despondency that you can put God second place, third place, fourth place today, and your little story of your life first place again today. Identified with God, yogis know all secrets of the law of karma, which binds human lives to the wheels of births and rebirths. They also know the way of escape from the wheel and all other deep mysteries and realities hidden in the soul. The omniscient, individualized image of spirit. Identified with God, with source, with soul. You know all the secrets of life, of karma, that bind human lives to the wheels of birth and death. You also know the way of escape from that wheel and all other deep mysteries and realities hidden in your soul. The omniscient, individualized image of spirit. End of verse 29. We'll do start the last verse, probably take us a couple sessions because there's a lot of commentary on verse 30. That finishes chapter 7 for us next week. So I'm going to end. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your loving attention. Thank you for your deep faith. Thank you for pouring your hearts into it. And I can go on and on, everybody, about how beautiful you are. I just hope you believe that. High dose. believe that. Low dose all the other. Yeah, you believe it, but you believe more in the healing power that's coming through you, the light that is, right? So we'll end with this song from Yogananda's words. What else is new? Harmonize your thoughts and desires with the all-fulfilling realities that you already possess in your soul, that you already possess. Harmonize your thoughts and desires with the all-fulfilling realities that you already possess in your soul, that you already possess. And you will see the underlying harmony in all life and in all creatures. And you will see the underlying harmony in all life and in all creatures. And you will float through life on buoyant wings of peace, and you will float through life on buoyant wings of peace, and you will float through life on buoyant wings of peace. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Oh, my most beautiful love, I live in a sanctuary of love and peace. Oh, blessings to each, light and love to each and to all. Love you. Thank you. Have a divine day.